What up, people? I have not been on here for a while. A bit of a long story. I'm not going to go into that for now. Last year, well, looks like I'm going to go into it a bit. Last year was very transformative, quite painful as well. And when I started my channel back in August, I originally started it to, well, basically to share my music that I was planning to release. But I sort of quickly realized that, well, it's going to take me a little while to get following numbers, subscribers, etc. And also I was just like, actually, I'm not sure this is the best way. As I was being led to sort of release a single here or there, blah, 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 follow it up. So I basically, the channel has evolved from me starting out to release music on it, to me just talking basically. And to do with music, I have a wonderful band, fully formed now, which took from November, December time, and I first got the first person, and then I got the next members over the next months, and so finally, as of about a month or two, there's 4 of us and we've been practicing. So that's really exciting. And the music that I was going to release, I think I'm just going to keep them as demos because I think we can make them better. I don't know how this is all going to go, but I'm hoping that somewhere down the road, and not, sorry about my speech, it's not great today. Somewhere down the road that I shall find the ability to record these songs with the band and some other songs that we make in more of a professional setup. We might do it ourselves. I'm not sure. I really hope that we can cross paths into someone that likes what we're doing a lot and wants to actually help us record it so it can be as good as it can be. And then finally, albums will get released. But that's actually not what I was pressing record for today. Now, yeah, I've been watching YouTube a long time, many years, best part of a decade. Some periods I've sessioned it, other periods I haven't. And I do want to get more regular content myself from these talking videos. And that goes back to the point of, I might change the channel name to something a bit more straightforward, or just my name. And then I think I'm going to need to start another social media account, YouTube, to release, well, to do posts to do with my band, so just strictly band and music related. And then I'll keep this one separate for just talking and sharing all kinds of things, hopefully in the aim that it will help someone. Because I've got a lot to say, and I think I see things pretty clearly for how they are in this crazy world. And yeah, I would like to help some more people realise their inner power, find a bit more peace, and just detach from the degeneracy. And I do mention this in my description. This channel is about going away from degenerate mainstream culture. But anyway, so finally, after 3 minutes and 50, I'm getting to the point, which is why I wanted to make this video, which is, there's a lot of cringiness on YouTube. Not all, there's some really good content creators. One's a guy who I really like, who I've come across recently, called Ryan Horgan, Unfiltered. He's just says it how it is. He's calling people out. He's a genuine bloke. He's got a family. He seems like a nice guy, but not a pushover type guy. Great example for us young men, or very young boys, or elderly men, whatever. He's a good example, so I really like him. But there's way more people who, it's becoming more apparent that their motivation for it is it's kind of like, look at me building my channel, and I'm such a guru, and listen to me and your life will be sweet. And it's just so many people, it's like they're trying too hard. They're using clickbait titles, try and attract you in. And it's just straight away when you see, especially from a content creator that doesn't have many followers yet, or that many views, and they're trying to click, it's like so fucking cringe. It's like, you're going to do much better if you just grow it raw, not trying too hard. Just be honest. Just say what you got to say. Job done. Trying to like manipulate people to come to your channel or to puff up your message thinking it's like bigger than it is flipping cringe. And I just wanted to say that there's a small handful of people who are doing it right. As I mentioned, that guy Ryan Horgan, he's great. Check him out if you haven't checked him out also. Someone else I mentioned who's got quite a big following, who's a bit, you know, it might be too much for your brain to handle, is Jason Breeshears, and his channel is called Archaics. Archaics, spelled ARCHAIX, I believe. Now, if you want some real deep rabbit hole things, go to his channel. But I just wonder, like, if the people making all this content for their own, like, trying to build their following, their status, their financial gains, if all those people really realize to themselves that, no, I'm not happy in myself, and I'm putting on a front because I'm trying to be something, or I'm trying to get views, or I'm trying to be liked. If they truly realize that and they said, fuck this, I'm just going to go back to my roots, what I'm good at, get really flipping good at that, and also be thinking, how can we sort this flipping mess out in the world? Because there's more mess than any single man can begin to clean up. And I am fired up to fix this shit with everybody else's help, or a good number of people's help. You know, I want to see more people actually doing something, speaking to your neighbors, thinking of ways. We need to be getting our thinking caps on, and, you know, spiritually allowing the answers to come of how are we going to take the power back from the people, those people, the ones that have basically created and mapped out the culture and the fabric and the way people think. You know, we have so much more power than most people think. And if we use our imaginations to think of where we want to go, this is what Archaic says, and it's really true. Rather than try and just be like, oh, I don't like my life, I don't like the way things are going, and then just be like, well, it's a bit shit, and then just be stumped, or try and mentally, like, what shall we do? It's like, you've got to believe that something great, something brighter and more positive is coming in your future and humanity's future. You've got to believe it, you've got to think, you've got to envision it. And you've got to start using that imagination and play make-believe a little bit. And then, this is the key bit, taking steps towards that in whichever way you can. Now, sometimes that's not easy because you're not sure, but just keeping on that hunt of like, okay, this is where I'm going. This is where we're going, humanity. This is where we're heading. Equality, abundance, love, joy, peace, prosperity, great music, great art, great comedy. Things that still exist but are buried down by the lovely people in control. So yeah, basically going back to the original point, it's just like, man, there's not enough people just being real with how things are and saying, let's change it. Let's bring a better future to ourselves personally and humanity. And, you know, just like trying to get views, trying to make money, trying to sort of like uphold just an upload schedule. Like all of these things, you need to reevaluate. You need to be thinking, nah, like I am going to just give value, give truth, and that's it. That's literally it. I don't know where this channel going, but I know that if I do just show up raw and authentic, and I do it fairly regularly, if I say to myself, oh, I'm going to do it every day, I know myself. That's unlikely to happen. I might end up doing it, but you know, I'm just going to be real. That like, I'm just going to show up when I show up. Be real. Be myself. Try and say some stuff which is true and slightly hard hitting, and hopefully get people to think about things in a slightly different perspective, believe in themselves more, you know, and start all of us making a better world out there. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sick of it myself, to be honest. Like, I'm doing this imagination stuff myself. I believe my future is going to be great, but I don't know about the rest of the humanity. And, you know, if you skin a cat, the cat's going to get pretty sore in there. And there's going to be a lot of skinned cats, and there's no way out of it. There's a lot of people that are just not going to come out, not going to be able to escape horrible suffering. But I do believe strongly that we can minimize it. And the more people take their power back, realize their power, step away from contrived evil forces that make them jump through hoops and degrade them, and come back to your power, you back to your true talents, and go forward with that, you know, and be thinking about the value that you're giving in life, not, oh, I'm short of cash. And if you are really short of cash, I don't really know what to suggest, but I guess you've really got to believe in a new way of making money. If your current way of making money is, you know, either it's not paying enough or it's just soul destroying, just the first point of changing that is to believe that it can change and imagine it. Yeah, and I'll be back. I mean, that's really where I'm going with this channel. It's the message of community, abundance, freedom, love, joy, peace, prosperity, quality music, quality art, quality comedy, and men being men, gentlemen, tough but soft as well, and women being delicate but having structure as well. You know, I've got such a powerful imagination, which is why I wanted to bring up that subject, because, and I wasn't tapping into it enough. I was getting bogged down in my immediate circumstances, and I'd tell you, it was just, my life was quite shit. That's why I wasn't uploading many videos the last few months, because I was genuinely just feeling shit, physically, mentally, spiritually. And I had a change just the other day when I saw that Archaics video, and he, you know, this wasn't even new stuff. It's just a reminder. But I started really practicing, and I started imagining things being better, and I started believing in myself again. And yeah, I think good things are gonna come from that. And yeah, if you can digest all of that information, you're a superstar, because I do go off on quite a few tangents. But yeah, I'll be back, and hopefully I'll bring some more structured videos and try and keep them a little bit more segregated into their separate points. But yeah, to finish off, oh yeah, that's another, I just got to bring this point up. You know, there's a hell of a lot of messages on YouTube about going your own way, isolating, getting away from people, etc. Now, there is some truth to that. Excuse me, I just got to get a bit more beef. There's some truth to that, because you do need that. And you need to be on your own to have good ideas and find, you know who you are, and to just be in your own energy. But like with everything, life is about balance. And I see this dangerous message sweeping across YouTube, which is basically saying that isolation is the one, like it's a preferred state. And I'm thinking, how flipping distorted has humanity got to that, to really even entertain that as an idea? Like, come on, man, how far are you gonna get if you're just doing your own thing day in day? I mean, you rely on other people for your food, for your money, for anything you need to buy. You know, there's so many people involved in your isolated life. So if it was truly isolated, you'd just be out in the woods, like freezing your bollocks off, and you'd have a fucking lion come and tear you to shreds. So yeah, you know where I'm going. This isolation is absolutely ridiculous in extremes, and is a symptom of depression, if anything, allowing yourself to be cowardly. I struggle with this massively. Like I'm always, well, often going through times when I'd like to talk to someone, or I feel like maybe they want to have a conversation, male or female, and it just doesn't happen because the fear. So I've got a lot to overcome there. But I certainly am not being stupid in thinking that it's preferred to be isolated for a long period of time. We are social, community-based, tribal creatures, I believe, at heart. There might be a lot of problems in the dating game, men and women relating, but I certainly would much prefer to have a solid relationship and kids, even though it's hard work. I would prefer that, even though some days you'd fucking be like, bloody hell, this is hard work. You prefer that over just bachelor till you die. Like if you really think that like bachelor life till you die is the one, well, yeah, I mean that shows that human beings are not a very strong population, strong creature, are they? If they're just gonna let themselves die out because they're too scared to try and make something work after they had failed one in the past. That's the other great message from Archaics, right? And this goes to these people that are too scared to keep searching for the correct relationship. Yeah, the past is not what the future is going to represent. It only is if you keep doing the same behaviours and you think the same way. And I think we're getting to that point with relationships that generally women are starting to become more feminine again and make the effort a little bit, because they're realising that they've been brainwashed into all this modern feminism stuff. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, that has caused problems. I think they're starting to realise, and I think that there are more men realising that even though there's a lot of truth to these manosphere people and red pill people and that's not the way either. It's hypocritical. And it is like deep down almost everybody wants to be part of a happy family. I mean, think about it, like you were born and you either have a good family or not so good family, but almost everybody appreciates family, especially from good families. If you just took away their family, killed their family, they're going to be a bit fucked up, aren't they? But what the modern culture is proposing with don't get married, don't have kids, just enjoy your life. Well, you're basically, yeah, you're killing the next generation. It doesn't exist. So, like, I'm not saying you have to want to have kids, but in my opinion, if the majority of people in society are not wanting to have kids, then there's a problem. There's something wrong with the psyche, because it's like most people by definition will want to have kids. You know, it's like generally before all this conditioning, when homosexual people were not promoted, it was probably about 1 in 20, 1 in 10 to the natural. You know, now it's been pushed more, but the point is, sorry, where am I going? Yeah, if in natural standards, probably 1 in 10, 1 in 20 person will not want to have kids. But what we've got today is more like half or even more than half of everybody in the like, you know, the age bracket that